So if you have anything that is so massive it deserves its own billboard, I recommend keeping it to yourself, as I myself am still wearing pants in public. Get it? You know, cause I have a huge penis. You know what, I think all of us struggle to find a perfect balance of agreeableness. Like we have soft people who resent being a doormat for people to step on, and then certified tough guys who keep wondering why people are avoiding them.
'Cause I'm a tough guy, forget my movies, tough guy in my satin shoesies.
As someone who chooses to be agreeable, I still sometimes wonder if I'm letting people take advantage of me. Like for example, when I encounter a super rude customer, I would question if it was my friendly, welcoming attitude that motivates them to overstep. But after all, I still would have chosen to be non-confrontational, which is weird considering the fact that I used to be a complete opposite person back in my late teens. Truth is, current me is someone that 17-year-old me would make fun of. But if you put the two up against each other, the older me would absolutely destroy the younger guy. Choosing to be agreeable is not the same as having to be so. It doesn't mean inviting people to walk right over you, but to know your ground, know your footing well enough to drop the defense mechanism. Like if you invite me over for dinner, I don't care how much of a culinary disaster the meal is. I'm going to praise you to the sky as if you're just one Michelin star away from being a master chef. That doesn't mean I'm being fake or unable to stand up for myself. That just means I refuse to be offended over minor inconveniences or let them overshadow your effort, your feeling, and above all, our relationship. Let's just say I am running a restaurant, and every single month there are on average 5 people who dine and dashed. That would have made me bitter and resentful. I tried so hard, how could they have done this to me? But instead of throwing a tantrum, I sucked it up and reassessed the situation when emotion has settled. And only then did I realize that the way I'm running my restaurant, the thing that motivates 5 people to dine and dash every month, is also what makes 50, 100 people come back. So obviously I didn't put myself in an exploitable position out of sheer stupidity. There was always some sort of negotiation behind the scene. I wouldn't have continued to be nice if my tolerance level wasn't directly correlated with the value I receive. So I continued to avoid confrontations when I realized more than half of them would have done me more harm than good. So why are so many young people hyperfixated on the Sigma grind set? You have to be assertive, you have to be a monster, don't take shit from anyone. The reason could be the fact that loud assertiveness is extremely marketable. And in order for something to be marketable, that thing must be oversimplified at the expense of its core value. So let's take the message, okay? Be a monster and learn to control that. It just doesn't appeal to the mind of an average short content consumer. It has to go to the absolute extreme. Just be a monster! Yeah, not like you need some sort of redeeming qualities or anything. Just act like a cartoon villain and people will automatically respect you. So modern media has been perpetuating the idea that only insufferable egomaniacs can ascend the social hierarchy. While there might be some truth to that, I'm not denying that assertiveness is a trait among successful and high caliber individuals. But it needs to be pointed out that part of the reason why these individuals are always pushed to the front page is that their stories are always more entertaining, and that's more marketable. You think people like Gordon Ramsay got to where he is for being a screaming a-hole? Take a look at this video.
I prefer pasta to vegetables. We finished. Oh, right, I didn't realise. Have you gone through twice? Yes. Oh, right. So now that's come through, you can see how...
There's a huge difference between acting tough and actually being tough. Of course, you have to be tough enough to stand up for yourself when necessary. But don't get confused that with self-entitlement. If you walk into a room advertising how massive an ego you have, you're begging not to be taken seriously. Most of the time, people only care about what you're able to put on a table. They don't give a damn about which fictional character you wake up and choose to identify with today. And so the bottom line is, You can be anything you choose to be, but it costs absolutely nothing to at least pretend to be kind. If you want to be scary, remember, this is not scary.
I am king!
This is terrifying.
I would never hurt anyone. I'm not a monster.
You kill 500 people, of course you're a monster, witch. And that's it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I really hope this video is not misunderstood as being just an advertisement for my upcoming courses, because it is.